you ever questioned whether the infinite array of opportunities that life offers truly sets us free, or if, on the contrary, it traps us in a labyrinth with no way out? In a world overflowing with possibilities, where every decision becomes a crossroads that shapes our destiny, the abundance of choices can paradoxically act as a trap, preventing us from fully committing and, in turn, reaching greatness. Reflecting on this phenomenon invites us to consider how the overabundance of options can cloud our ability to decide, turning the pursuit of perfection into an insurmountable obstacle. Imagine a young person filled with dreams and aspirations, eager to leave an unforgettable mark on the world. Every morning, they wake up to an endless list of projects, goals, and paths to follow. However, instead of feeling excitement and determination, their mind becomes overwhelmed with doubts. Is this the best path to take? What if the one I choose doesn't lead to happiness or success? These questions, inevitable in a universe of unlimited choices, can plant the seed of uncertainty, leaving the young person paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong decision. That paralysis, that inability to act, is the reflection of an internal struggle that confronts all of us at some point. The initial wonder at the freedom life grants us ironically transforms into a source of anxiety when we realize that every choice comes with the responsibility of giving up another possibility. This renunciation becomes an act of emotional sacrifice, where the idea of having let something better slip away lingers over every decision made. The mind oscillates between the satisfaction of having chosen and the torment of doubt, a conflict that slowly erodes confidence and the ability to commit. In this constant push and pull, perfection becomes unattainable, and success, instead of being the fruit of effort, turns into an unreachable mirage. Throughout life, experience teaches us that the path to achievement is not forged in inaction but in perseverance and absolute commitment to a concrete goal. However, the temptation to explore every possibility, to try to have it all, leads us astray from the road to mastery. Every new option presents itself as a promise of happiness and fulfillment, yet at the same time, it fuels the unease of what could have been. The sensation of drifting endlessly, without an anchor, prevents energy from being channeled into personal growth and the deep acquisition of skills. It is like trying to build a house with sand bricks, never allowing a solid foundation to settle and support the structure. In this context, the difficulty of making decisions reveals itself as a barrier that obstructs the natural flow of action. The mind, flooded with the fear of making the wrong choice, plunges into a state of endless analysis. Every detail is meticulously evaluated, every consequence imagined with precision, until uncertainty grows into a monster that prevents any movement. Meanwhile, time slips away without any significant progress, and the possibility of success dissolves into indecision. Anxiety, fueled by the pressure to make the perfect choice, paralyzes the will and turns passion into an unbearable burden. This internal struggle is reflected in countless stories of individuals who, despite having the potential to shine, become trapped in a cycle of doubt and procrastination. These are people who, when faced with an overwhelming array of opportunities, choose to keep every door open rather than commit to a single path. In doing so, they deprive themselves of the chance to delve deeply into any field, to reach that level of expertise that only comes with consistency and dedication. Talent, then, is wasted in an endless back and forth of fleeting interests that never solidify into a successful trajectory. The paradox of this situation lies in the fact that, at first glance, a variety of options should be a cause for celebration. The freedom to choose allows us to explore new horizons, discover hidden talents, and reinvent ourselves. However, when the abundance of alternatives exceeds our ability to evaluate them, an internal struggle arises that counteracts all those benefits. The mind, overwhelmed by the excess of possibilities, loses focus and is consumed by insecurity, creating a vicious cycle where the search for the best option becomes endless. In this scenario, the key to success lies in the ability to limit options and deeply commit to what truly excites us. This act of commitment is not just about making a decision, it also involves embracing the idea that letting go of other alternatives is actually a necessary step toward personal fulfillment. It is about accepting that every choice comes with a cost and that success is built through dedication and consistency in a single path. True mastery is achieved when one decides to invest time and energy in perfecting a skill rather than scattering oneself across a vast array of possibilities that, in the end, remain mere unrealized ideas. The challenge, therefore, is to recognize that absolute perfection is an illusion and that true excellence is attained through constant action and commitment to the process. Every step, every mistake, and every achievement are part of a journey that, although filled with uncertainties, solidifies through practice and experience. Accepting that the best decision is not always possible, yet every choice holds value, is essential to breaking free from the paralysis of indecision. It is in this act of commitment, of fully dedicating oneself to a goal, that one finds the key to transforming anxiety into positive energy capable of driving growth and fulfillment. The path to success is paved with the ability to take risks and learn from each experience. Uncertainty, rather than being perceived as a barrier, becomes an ally that pushes us to explore, innovate, and grow. History is full of examples of people who, by committing to a specific path, have managed to transcend the limitations imposed by an abundance of choices. These individuals have understood that the secret to excellence does not lie in always having the perfect option, but in having the courage to commit and learn from each step taken, even from mistakes. One of the keys to overcoming decision paralysis is learning to trust oneself, to rely on intuition, and to make informed decisions without being overwhelmed by the fear of the unknown. Self-confidence is built through small acts of commitment, through the willingness to accept that not everything can be controlled, and through the ability to adapt to circumstances. It is within this process of personal growth that the true value of each experience is found, and where success manifests as a result of perseverance and determination. The decision to take a risk, to choose a path without absolute guarantees of success, is precisely what drives people to achieve extraordinary goals. On the other hand, it is essential to understand that the fear of making mistakes should not become an excuse for inaction. Life consists of a series of opportunities, each of which carries the potential for learning and improvement. Mistakes, rather than being obstacles, are lessons that contribute to growth and, when approached with the right mindset, can become stepping stones to new possibilities. Resilience, the ability to overcome failures and keep moving forward, is an indispensable quality on the road to success. Every fall is an opportunity to rise stronger, to redirect efforts, and to reaffirm one's commitment to the chosen goal. The phenomenon of option overabundance manifests not only in major life decisions but also in everyday choices. From selecting a career path to picking a simple product at the supermarket, every moment is influenced by the temptation to evaluate all possible alternatives. This constant comparison can lead to dissatisfaction, as there is always the possibility that the discarded option might have been better. The mind, trapped in this cycle of what-ifs, becomes unable to fully enjoy what it has chosen, generating a constant sense of restlessness and frustration. The key, then, lies in learning to live with uncertainty, accepting that no decision is perfect, and focusing on the growth process that each choice entails. Escaping this mental trap requires a paradigm shift. It is necessary to abandon the illusion that having an abundance of choices equals freedom and to understand that true liberation actually lies in the ability to focus and commit. Emotional strength is cultivated through bold decision-making, the capacity to face consequences, and the determination to move forward despite doubts. Happiness and success are not found in the sheer number of options but in the quality of the journey taken and the commitment to personal growth. Experience shows us that perseverance and dedication are the foundations upon which great achievements are built. Every project carried out with passion and persistence is a victory over the paralysis of indecision. The power to transform uncertainty into action is evident in those who dare to choose, to abandon the illusory security of endless possibilities, and to embrace uncertainty as an essential part of the journey. It is in that act of faith, in that total surrender, that resilience is forged and the ability to innovate and transcend self-imposed limits is cultivated. The path to self-fulfillment is filled with challenges and moments when doubt seems overwhelming. However, every decision made with conviction represents a step forward, a move toward building a solid identity and a future full of possibilities. The choice to commit to a goal, despite fear and uncertainty, becomes an act of courage that opens doors to new opportunities. Trusting one's own judgment and recognizing that it is not necessary to explore every alternative to find happiness is the first step toward a full and satisfying life. The key to breaking the vicious cycle of indecision lies in self-control and the ability to establish priorities. When one learns to distinguish between what truly matters and what does not, the decision-making process becomes simpler. The mind is freed from the burden of analyzing every detail and focuses on what is essential, what truly drives, inspires, and has the power to transform our world. This process of prioritization not only allows for more effective action but also strengthens self-confidence and the ability to face challenges. Throughout life, every choice is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to discover new aspects of our identity. The paradox of choice challenges us to find the balance between the freedom to explore and the need to commit, to realize that true wisdom lies in knowing how to let go of the superfluous and focus on what truly matters. The ability to decide, to take a path, and to follow it with determination is what distinguishes those who achieve success from those who remain stuck in uncertainty. Every action, every small step forward, is a testament to the inner strength that transforms doubt into momentum and indecision into tangible achievements. The journey to success is defined by the courage to choose, to take risks, and to learn to live with the inherent uncertainty of every decision. The abundance of options, far from being a curse, becomes a training ground for the mind and spirit, as long as one has the determination to transform diversity into a source of growth. By recognizing that perfection is a mirage, the possibility opens up to enjoy every step of the journey, to celebrate small victories, and to learn from every fall. It is in this process of constant learning, in the willingness to let go of the fear of making mistakes, that the true essence of success is found. The challenge, then, lies in breaking free from the illusion of perfection and accepting that life is built on decisions, commitments, and continuous learning. It is not about eliminating uncertainty but about learning to coexist with it, transforming it into an inexhaustible source of motivation and personal growth. Every choice, no matter how small, is a manifestation of the power we hold to shape our destiny. Strength lies in the ability to say yes to one option instead of being trapped in an endless cycle of what if? The transformative power of committing to a concrete goal lies in the ability to focus all energy, channel creativity, and build a solid path to success. By deciding, the door to uncertainty closes and a universe of possibilities opens. One that, while not guaranteeing perfection, allows us to experience the fullness of each achievement. The satisfaction of knowing that a decision has been made, without regret, is the driving force that pushes us to overcome obstacles and pursue each goal with passion. That determination, born from commitment and the courage to act, is what turns life into an exciting adventure filled with growth and learning. Every step on this journey is an act of faith in oneself, in the ability to build something meaningful from daily decisions. The paradox of choice is resolved when it becomes clear that success does not depend on the number of alternatives but on the quality of commitment. It is the passion for what we choose that drives us to overcome the fear of making mistakes, to learn from errors, and to move forward with the conviction that every decision is an opportunity for growth. The beauty of this path lies in the personal transformation that occurs when we leave behind indecision and embrace the power of commitment. The moment one decides to commit, an internal metamorphosis begins, one with the power to reshape the way challenges are faced. When the mind is freed from the burden of constantly evaluating every alternative, it becomes clearer and more focused. The energy that was once scattered in uncertainty is redirected towards skill development, talent refinement, and the pursuit of excellence. This transformation process is, in itself, a victory over the paralysis of doubt and a reaffirmation of the human capacity to evolve and achieve unimaginable goals. The challenge of choosing and committing is not easy, but it is precisely this challenge that enriches the journey to success. The history of humanity is filled with examples of individuals who, despite facing an overwhelming number of possibilities, chose to concentrate their efforts on a clear vision and succeeded in transforming the world. These iconic figures did not allow themselves to be paralyzed by the fear of missing out on other opportunities. Instead, they embraced uncertainty and turned it into the driving force of profound transformation. Greatness, then, emerges when one chooses to act with courage and embraces commitment as the foundation of every achievement. The power of decision does not lie in the absence of doubt, but in the ability to move forward despite it. Every step, every small triumph, is a victory over the paralysis that plagues us. It is the sum of these acts of commitment that, over time, builds a solid path toward personal fulfillment. Self-confidence strengthens with each experience, and resilience becomes a virtue that allows us to face challenges with the certainty that, in every choice, lies the seed of success. Thus, when we look back and reflect on the journey we have lived, we understand that every decision, no matter how difficult or risky, was necessary to shape the person we have become. The path to fulfillment and self-realization is not measured by the number of options explored, but by the ability to commit and transform each choice into an opportunity for growth. The abundance of alternatives, rather than being an obstacle, can become a source of inspiration, provided we learn to filter out the essential and decide with our hearts, trusting that every step is a move toward the desired destination. Freedom does not consist in having infinite options, but in the ability to choose and commit to what truly ignites our passion. It is in that act of surrender, in the determination to overcome analysis paralysis, that we find the true key to success. Life, with its challenges and opportunities, invites us to trust our intuition, embrace uncertainty, and transform every decision into a manifestation of our inner power. Each choice, though imperfect, is an opportunity to rediscover ourselves and build a path filled with meaning. The paradox of having too many choices fades when we realize that success and fulfillment do not stem from the sheer number of alternatives, but from the depth of commitment we choose to cultivate. It is in total dedication to a project, in unwavering devotion to a vision, that character is forged and destiny is shaped. True freedom manifests when we stop fearing mistakes and begin to see every error as a lesson that brings us closer to our goals. In this way, life transforms into an exciting and enriching journey where every decision, no matter how uncertain it seems, is an opportunity to grow and build a lasting legacy. Reflecting on this dilemma invites us to rethink our priorities and recognize the importance of commitment. When we understand that the quality of a choice lies in the effort and passion with which it is carried out, we leave paralysis behind and open the doors to a universe of possibilities that, though not without risks, promises genuine and transformative growth. The courage to choose and commit becomes the force that turns dreams into realities, transforms uncertainty into an ally, and forges a path to success that, though full of challenges, is profoundly rewarding. On this journey, the art of decision-making becomes a delicate dance between fear and determination, between doubt and conviction. It is the ability to find balance, to know when it is time to act and to let go of the fear of losing what never existed, that allows us to move forward with confidence toward a future filled with achievements and satisfaction. The essence of life lies in that ability to choose, to commit, and to turn every obstacle into a stepping stone that brings us closer to our dreams. Every day presents us with new opportunities, and the way we choose to respond to them determines the course of our existence. The abundance of choices, far from being a burden, can serve as a reminder that life is a blank canvas, waiting to be painted with decisions that reflect our true essence. It is passion, determination, and commitment that allow us to transform that canvas into a masterpiece, where each brushstroke stands as a testament to our ability to overcome uncertainty and embrace the future with hope. The personal transformation that comes from overcoming the paralysis of indecision is the manifestation of an inner strength that drives us to pursue our dreams with tenacity. Every step taken with conviction is a victory over fear, an affirmation that true greatness is achieved when we choose to live with passion and accept imperfection as part of the journey. In the end, success is not measured by the number of options we explore, but by our ability to commit and to turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Thus, as we look toward the horizon of our possibilities, we discover that the key to success lies in the courage to choose, the strength to commit to a vision, and the resilience to face the inevitable obstacles along the way. The abundance of alternatives, instead of being a hindrance, becomes a source of inspiration when we learn to value what is essential and let go of the fear of the unknown. With every decision, we forge a unique path, filled with challenges and achievements, that becomes the true expression of our potential. Ultimately, the challenge of choosing and committing is one of the greatest lessons of existence. The true essence of success lies in the ability to transform abundance into action, uncertainty into determination, and fear into resilience. Life, in all its infinite complexity, invites us to let go of the illusion of perfection and embrace the authenticity of each decision, reminding us that the path to personal fulfillment is built through small acts of commitment that, together, form the narrative of a meaningful and fulfilling life.